So for the tank project, I am thinking about using this this tank here. It's a nano tank. The thing with it is it's optimized for I think it's optimized for fresh water. You see here, there's a top inlet and a bottom inlet, quite narrow or thin slits, and there's a return. So you don't typically, this is something you wouldn't see on a salt water. So I will modify it to be able to use it. It could maybe work like this, but if I modify it, I'm going to be more satisfied with it. This particular tank is actually has the peculiarity that it has an opti-white front glass and a float side and rear. So looking from the front, it's gonna look nice. We flip it, and if we look at the filter section, inlet side, then there's one container and then there's a second one, and the flow has to go there, but there will be the pump in the bottom section there. Why I don't like this for saltwater is that you need flow. I think saltwater do better with flow through the system, and you have a dead or wake area here in this region, so we won't utilize this for filtration, and also here you have a dead area. So I would, the idea is to change that to route a little bit differently, and then I'm gonna fill up these inlets and do a top inlet or an overflow, surface skimming. Okay, let's see if it works. I'll put on pause and I'll illustrate the idea here. Okay, back. The general idea is I'm gonna put a dividing glass going down about 15 millimeter in between. And to do that, I will also put a support glass here. I'll get back to this section a little bit later, but doing that doing that will force the flow going here to round, so I'll use the full column going round and back, and then I'm going to put from the bottom up here another glass, so the flow goes up and goes down again to the pump here. On top of that, I will grind down. The black part here is what I approximately intend to grind down, so lower the edge a little bit and then do a fine comb here for the overflow. So it's going to be a surface skimmer, and then I fill up these holes here. The idea here is if there gets a snail or something like that in the end, it's still, in the top here, that's going to do some work here. I still want to have the main flow coming over the ledge here, so that's why I'm going to take it down a little bit, not to destroy the filtration. There is like 1 centimeter, so it's quite good, but I'm going to add further and then have a surface skimming here. Yeah, I forgot to mention, but one of the one of the peculiars with this aquarium is that this black part is actually plastic. So let's see how hard that is to work with, but it's actually plastic glued on glass. But to reinforce it, here's a piece of glass here, and it's glued on these two glasses, so it's actually holding back the water pressure. So it's quite an interesting design, probably cost effective, but yeah, it works. Okay, the tools I'll be using For glass cutting I'm going to use a standard glass cutter. This tool is, I wouldn't recommend it, because I think it's with a metal piece here to risp the glass. I dream about getting a diamond one, diamond cutter, because this one you have to hold really hard on the glass to make a mark, and holding it really hard, then it's easy to slip, or so yeah, probably you guys are better doing this than me, but that's what I'm gonna use to cut the glass. And for the grinding part I'm gonna use handheld Dremel with some support. Probably gonna be working with a hard metal bite. And that said, I'm gonna get to work, and we see you on the other side. Okay, I think I'm done. I started with milling down the surface skimmer cup, and actually the final piece I did in this series was actually to fill up the old inlets with silicone. And in between that I glued one baffle and then second baffle. They're approximately the same height, and to keep this baffle I also supported it with one piece of glass here, which was missing. I made a surface skimmer as wide as possible, and this was where I ended up, where I can fit. What remains now is to check if it keeps water. Of course I expect the aquarium to keep water, because I haven't modified the aquarium, the outer, but here I would like this container to keep the water, and also this container and this container, that they keep it separately, and also this, so you know what is your altitude of water if you have power out. Yeah, the work, it's not gonna give me a job in a window shop or something like that. I had a problem, I have big hands, so it was a little bit difficult to fit, but ingenuity, and then it worked. But not the prettiest job, but it's for a filter, so it's gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna start filling up, and let's see how it looks. I'm not gonna push my luck further than this, as it's a plastic baffle and it's only supported in the midsection. But what I can tell is it's holding water, and let me, yeah, so maybe you can't see it, but it's totally dry. I will actually make it more effective. I'm gonna fill the midsection and then see if it leaks to either of the sides. Also now it is holding water. It's good, so I'm happy. Let's fill it up and see how it works. Now we are running. I'm running with currently a 300 liter pump, which fit quite well to the area that I have. I was actually hoping to push it to 600 liters per hour, not stay at 300. But what I can tell here is I'm already half the surface skimmer skimming comb up, and I'm actually at the recommended aquarium level. So it looks like I will have to stick with 300 liter per hour pump in this configuration. Yeah, I wasn't anticipating the waterfall effect. I will have to modify that some, I think. Maybe now it's cold water. It could change with having warm salt water. But I think I'm gonna start with grinding a little bit slant down on each of the inlet to try to get it to cling to the surface, and then most likely I think I'm gonna be running with a little bit higher water level in the sump than what I have now. But quite good intermediate results.